Although dealing with disrespectful people can be difficult, your response sets the tone for your relationships and sense of value. You may keep your confidence and safeguard your limits, even under trying circumstances, by employing doable tactics. Let's get started. Number 5, embrace the silent stare. The silent stare is a very deliberate act that uses the emotional and psychological power of silence to regain your agency and display unflinching self-respect when you are the target of contempt. The silent stare is a deliberate, present, and aggressive reaction in contrast to the punitive silent treatment, which is a type of emotional manipulation and withdrawal that can cause long-lasting psychological damage. In actuality, it entails refusing to react to the disrespectful behavior verbally or emotionally while keeping straight, steady eye contact and a neutral, calm look. This method has its origins in Stoic philosophy, where the idea of apatheia, or freedom from emotional disturbance, gives you the ability to maintain composure and focus, no matter what outside stimuli you encounter. Instead of stoking the other person's need for drama or an emotional response, the silent stare causes a pause that can make them think critically about what they're doing. This breaks the usual cycle of conflict. People are psychologically extremely sensitive to being observed, and research indicates that even an invisible gaze can cause autonomic nervous system reactions, which makes people extremely conscious of their actions and frequently uneasy. Additionally, as demonstrated in therapeutic contexts, when silence is employed to promote growth and self-reflection, silence in this context cultivates self-awareness and emotional resilience, enabling you to process your own feelings and keep your composure. You can change the dynamics of your encounters over time by using the silent stare repeatedly. This will teach others that you are not easily angered, and that disrespect will not get them the response they want. By doing this, you not only maintain your dignity, but also convey a deep inner power and confidence that frequently inspires respect, even from those who initially aim to discredit you. Number 4, set and enforce clear boundaries. It is a profoundly self-affirming process that calls for self-reflection, clarity, and unrelenting constancy to set and enforce boundaries with others who treat you disrespectfully. The first step in the process is to honestly examine yourself in order to pinpoint the precise actions that cause you to feel disrespected, such as being ignored, interrupted, or addressed in a patronizing manner. After you've gained clarity, use I statements that center on your wants and feelings to politely and plainly explain your limits. For example, I feel disrespected when I'm interrupted, so I need to finish my thoughts before you respond. Setting boundaries is just the first step. Enforcement is where the real power is. This entails being ready to act if infractions persist, and politely but forcefully reminding the person of your boundary if it is crossed. Actions can include reducing your availability, stepping away from the talk for a while, or, in professional contexts, taking the matter to a mediator or supervisor. Enforcing rules consistently is crucial, since failing to enforce them conveys the idea that your limits are flexible. Being firm is a statement of your self-worth, but it may be a painful process, particularly if the other person resists, downplays your worries, or tries to guilt you. Your consistency over time not only safeguards your mental health, but also teaches others that you are deserving of and expect to be treated with dignity. Furthermore, setting an example of sound limits might encourage people around you to follow suit, creating an atmosphere of emotional safety and respect for one another. Number 3, don't engage in arguments. An emotionally savvy and sophisticated tactic that puts your mental and emotional well-being first is to avoid arguing with rude people. Such individuals are rarely resolved by arguments. Instead, they seek to intensify the disagreement, sap your vitality, and erode your self-esteem. Focus on keeping your cool under pressure and express your position with succinct, forceful phrases like, "I don't want to argue about this," or "Let's talk about this again when we're both calm." It is perfectly okay to leave the situation if the other person continues to act disrespectfully, either temporarily or permanently, depending on how serious the offense was. This method not only shows them self-control and emotional intelligence, but it also deprives them of the joy that comes from agitating you. You can show that your self-respect is independent of winning discussions or persuading people of your point of view by avoiding needless conflict. As people realize that you won't give your attention or emotional commitment to rude behavior, this tactic might gradually change the dynamics of your encounters. Number 2, stop explaining yourself. You unintentionally perpetuate a situation where your choices are continuously questioned or contested when you routinely defend yourself to those who treat you disrespectfully. Although wanting to be understood is normal, over-explanation frequently conveys nervousness and a need for acceptance, which are characteristics that rude people may use to keep you in control or undermine your authority. Practice stating your decision succinctly and clearly instead, and avoid the temptation to go into further detail unless it is required for cooperation or clarity. For instance, a straightforward, "This is what works for me," is frequently enough if someone questions your choice to establish boundaries. You can coolly restate your stance without providing more explanations if questioned further. This approach not only conserves your emotional energy, but also communicates self-assurance and autonomy. It sends a clear message that your decisions are valid and do not require validation from those who have demonstrated a lack of respect for your boundaries. Over time, this shift in communication can help re-establish a sense of balance and mutual respect in your relationships, as others recognize that you are not easily swayed by pressure or criticism. Number 1, distance yourself when needed. Distancing oneself becomes a necessary act of self-preservation and empowerment when all other tactics have failed and disrespect continues. This process can take many different shapes depending on the relationship and the situation where the disrespect takes place. It could entail limiting the frequency or depth of your interactions in certain situations, such as by avoiding one-on-one meetings, spending less time with the person, or restricting chats to what is absolutely essential. Seeking assistance from HR, a supervisor, or even ending the connection completely may be necessary in more extreme circumstances, such as persistent toxic relationships or workplace harassment. Distancing yourself from someone is about safeguarding your own mental and emotional well-being, not about punishing them. It allows you to create space for healing, reflection, and the cultivation of healthier relationships with those who respect and value you. This act of self-care reinforces your self-worth and sets a powerful example for others, demonstrating that you are willing to prioritize your well-being over maintaining connections that are harmful or demeaning. Ultimately, distancing yourself from persistent disrespect is a courageous step toward building a life characterized by dignity, respect, and genuine connection. These strategies, rooted in self-respect and clear communication, help you maintain your dignity and peace of mind when dealing with disrespectful people. Remember, your response to disrespect sets the standard for how others treat you. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.